SQL and Excel, which one was more interesting? Excel. Ah.
Excel, all the way.
Excel. Some persons have some different school of thought too.
We have.
What's the? Hmm?
For me, Excel, just like.
But it's the same thing now. You did count in Excel. You did count in this one too.
SQL, like you get plenty comma.
Clean data. You use it to either you are using it to just query a data that has already been prepared somewhere, right? Or you are using it to update a particular database. So that's basically what it's used for. Then you can now, when you now move it to Power BI, you can now do whatever cleaning you want to do on Power BI. Right? Is that what? Come again. And yes, now if you have, when you have cleaned, take for example now, you have queried a data set, and you found out that what it was in maybe in $sign or something. Of course, it's already in that database as $sign. So you need to, when you now bring it to Power BI. The essence of querying the essence of bringing it, of using query, is that Excel can't do more than 1 million. It has a limit. Right? So Excel is just for basic sets of data. However, for you to actually move on, for you to actually work in the real world, you need to use SQL to query larger data sets. Right. Of course, when we move into Power BI this month, when we do the little thing we want to do in Power BI, you would also see the beauty of Power BI. Okay, what was the question? Bulk inside. Okay, so I made mention that, remember that, did you go to driving school? Okay, you know when you go to driving school, what they teach you how to do? They teach you with manual car. But when you want to buy a car now, of course you won't go and buy a manual car. So two of them do the same thing. However, bulk insert is you are giving it instructions on how you want the file to come in without the aid of SQL's machine.
More like the manual.
Yes, so you're the one having to change the gears and all of that. But when you're now using the system to import the file, the system just does, you know, where we had to, when we did bulk insert, we decided the field terminator, we said comma. This system already recognizes that this is a CSV file, and then it does those breakdowns for easy. But again, like those who were in class on Tuesday, I made mention to them, what if the company you are being employed to, they don't use the current version of SQL? They want to stick to the older versions where import data does not work. What do? Of course, it's your knowledge of bulk insert you would now need to yes, please.
So lastly, what is the way?
Yeah, that's that field terminator now that we use. Where we said that the field terminator is comma, and then we now said row terminator is /n. So that means at the end, once it gets to that, the end of the column, remember we created the different columns on the table. So once it gets to the end of that column, /n brings it to the next line. Yes. Okay, we didn't do subquery. Okay, let's finish this our project. Because I want to actually finish this one today. Let me know that I'm done with you people. Yes.
Does that flat stop? Does it have limitation?
I'm done with you guys. Eh?
Does it have limitation? That
What?
That flat file.
Flat file.
Does it have limitation?
No, why?
There was one that wanted to bring one of those tables like that. That's 9 variables. Only one came out, the first one.
Check now, check. You should check. You know, so the one with the issue with importing file is you should be able to check the parameters. Yes, it's going to do the job for you, but it won't do a job if you tell it to go. You don't expect it to come. So you should check. You know, we had data preview. There was a part where when we had error, we had to go change it from int to sub. So check all those things. I do not show. Maybe later I will check. We will check it together. I want to confirm this is where we all are. This is where we all are, Abi. You don't understand what? How? What don't you understand in it? The only thing that should be conflicting here is your market segment now. So how is it conflicting? What's the name of your table? What's the name of your market segment table? Market table. So it should be left join market table on hotels.market segment column in the hotels table, where the market table, your own market table dot market segment is equals to, now, and then left join again. You have a table called meal cost. Good. So meal cost on where the meal on the meal cost is equals to the meal on the hotels. Why would? What happened? Wait, confused though. See this thing here. I have not scattered my this thing. I think this should be it. This is it. This is it. This is your data. No, ignore these ones. I was doing something else. Ignore this. All right, so let me start. All right, those of us online, confirm you can hear me. Welcome to class. We've been waiting for you. So we all confirmed that we are all on this page. So let's go to Power BI. Open your Power BI. If you opened your Power BI, you should be at this point. True or yes? So if you are new to Power BI, not to worry. It's as long as you've been able to use Microsoft's applications, then somehow it should look almost the same to an extent. However, put your eye on the ground. So this is just like, you know, when you open Microsoft Excel or Word, you would also get a back end like this, where you have home, open, save apps, and then you have blank reports. Okay, so please go to blank report. Click on blank report. Although you are going to have an intro to Power BI on Tuesday, but I'll just do a brief run through of the interface. Just like you can see here, it's more or less like your Excel, but then you have some tweaks here and there. You can see file, home, insert, modeling, view, optimize, and then you have the different tabs and then the ribbons, just like you have in Excel. However, this entire white space here, this is where I call it the showcase room, where you showcase your charts. This is called the canvas. This is where you will be plotting your graph, plotting your charts, bringing tables, and all whatnot. All right, that is for the canvas. And then to the far right, or to the left rather, you have the different kinds of views here. The first one is the reports view, which of course that is where we are, followed by the table view. So in Power BI majorly is for visualization, and so you don't get to see all those columns and rows like you would see in Excel. However, for you to see the actual content of your data, you need to go to table view so that you can see them in rows and columns. All right, and so if we go to, if I click on my table view, this is because we don't have, you can see at the far right corner here, it's saying we don't have any data loaded in yet. That's why this place is blank. And then the next type of view is the model view. This is where you start plotting. So when you have different tables you are trying to bring in into Power BI, for them to be connected, this is where you do the connecting. So if you, assuming you have 5 tables, you can see just like the illustration here, you just need to draw lines across the different tables so that the tables are connected. Then the next one will be the DAX view. I'm sure, did you write DAX in Excel? You didn't write DAX in Excel? Okay. All right, so DAX is for data analytics expressions. Yeah. So there are some, it's just like when you have all those functions you used to write in Excel, equals to count this, that, and here. That is what DAX would, of course, we'll be writing some here. Because like in this data set, we'll need to get a column for revenue, which I don't think we have. We are going to have to write some functions, some DAX queries to get the column. The way you're looking at me, do you have any problem? No problem. Okay. No, when you give me that look, it means it looks like your system has issue. All right. Hope you've been recording. Okay. Okay. And then, like I said, Power BI keeps updating their applications, and this just came out, TMDL, and I think it has to do with time functions. All right. So while they are trying to navigate the DAX time intelligence functions from DAX queries to the TMDL view, which of course in Power, when you go in depth into Power BI, you would understand time intelligence queries. But it just has to do with you working with time and date functions in Power BI. So this is the view for that part. But today, we want to connect that our query, what we queried in SQL, into Power BI. Power BI has the ability to connect up to over 200 data sources. And if we go back to our report view, the first thing you get to see here is get data. True or yes?
Yes.
When you click on get data, a dialog box should pop up. Are we all on the same place? Hello, please, let's have one house. So you notice that you can see that you have different data sources that you can connect your Power BI to. Be it whatever database in question, Oracle, SQL, SSMS, Postgre, you can connect over 200 of them. And so, yes, please. There is MySQL. There's a server. There's a, just like you have SSMS. There is, just like you have Excel and Google Sheets. There is an SQL editor called MySQL. This one we are using is called SSMS, SQL Server. There's Postgre, there's Oracle. So it depends on whatever tool you are making use of. All right. What we are looking for today would be SQL Server database. If you use an older version of Power BI, what you would see is SQL Server. But in recent times, they have updated it to SQL Server database. So please kindly click on SQL Server database. Miriam is not looking now. You will bring your system to me later. SQL Server database. Please click on it and say connect. Eh? You say what? Please, is this where we are?
Yes.
Now, it's requesting for two things. The server it wants to connect to, and then the database in that server that it should actually connect to. So pull up your SSMS. We are looking for our server name. Do you remember your server name? In case you have forgotten. Eh? No. That's your database now. If you have forgotten, no need to worry. By your far left here, click on connect and click on database engine. Database engine. A dialog box will pop up like you have here. What you have here as server name, please kindly copy it as it is. Ctrl C if you don't know how to copy. Ctrl C. Kindly come to your Power BI and paste that here as your server name. Now did not copy it. Ctrl C. Now, our database, go back to SSMS, and please, I'm sure you know what you saved this as. What's the database you created now? So, the way it is like that, SQL portfolio. Some of you included underscore, some did not. Please, the way you saved it, mine was SQL. The way you, I've not tried it, but just be exact. SQL portfolio. Oh, Father. Please toggle open the advanced options. Toggle open the advanced options. Somebody will ask me, where's advanced option? See advanced option here. Just open it. There are two boxes there. If probably you want your Power BI to only connect on intervals, you want it maybe to disconnect at a particular time, then the first box there is what you want to use. You can say maybe 100 minutes it should disconnect from the server, just for security's sake. If probably you are working in an organization and from time to time, just for data security's sake, they want you to be able to log in using the credentials to just be sure that not just anybody has access to their database. So at every 50 minutes or 40 minutes, based on what is inserted here, the system would always log you out. You just need to connect back and then continue your visual. So we are going to leave that open. Now please go back to your SSMS. We are coming now. We are coming. That's what we want to go and do now. So you see, this is your statement. This one we wrote here. The one that gave us the full, all our tables together. The 3 tables plus the meal plus the, what happened again? You said what? Who is saying I should come back again? So we want to bring this table now into Power BI. So kindly copy this as it is from select, copy. Come back to your Power BI. Where you have SQL statements, please paste it there. Please click on OK. There should be a pop-up saying, yes, do you want to, yes, please use current credentials. However, when you start working for organizations, they would secure their server with a username and probably a password. That's where you would have, you can see use alternate credentials. So you will be given the username and the password too, you know. And if you remember on your SSMS, on your connect to database engine, you can as well secure your database. Remember you had, when we were installing, there was a part where we had insert a username and password, but we ignored that because, I mean, we are the owners of our systems. Assuming we didn't do that, then we would have been having to, anytime we want to log in, you need to put a password, a username and password. And that would also require you to do same if we had to. So please just connect, click on connect. Because remember, if you look at my screen, we made encryption mandatory on your SSMS. So please click on OK. Sorry. So, hello. Please confirm that all the contents of our table as is was on SSMS is the same way it is here now. Correct? Having confirmed, please. In Power Query, we make use of the ETL tool. ETL tool. E stands for extract, which we have just done. We have extracted our content. T stands for transform. Remember I told you, Power BI is not like Excel where you can edit cells on the go. For you to edit a particular content in Power BI, you need to transform. After you have transformed, for it to now go into Power BI. So Power BI, well, I'm already going into Power BI class, but then Power BI is a combination of Power Query and Power View. Usually, over 10, before Power BI came into existence in 2010, thereabouts. But before then, there was Power View and there was Power Query. So two of them came together to make up Power BI. Now, again, Power BI is the, by the way, Power BI stands for Power Business Intelligence. Power BI is where you do your visuals. While Power Query, that's where you do the editing. So this is your extraction module or extraction dialog box, as the case may be. And if you look at the top bottom parts here, you will see load and transform. True or yes? Good. So if we want to, let's assume that there's no issue with our data sets. We don't want to edit anything. To go into Power BI, we'll click on load. However, if there's an issue with our data set, we want to make a few corrections. Based on what I explained, what do we click on? Transform data. So now, let's have a feel of what our data is actually into Power BI. So click on load. Click on load. Where did I say, question, where did I say we find the data we just loaded? Where do we find it? George, where is it found on your Power BI? Table. All right. So to confirm what we have loaded, if you go to the table view, you would see the full data set in their respective columns. And you can see all that what we queried, the tables we joined from SQL. Everything is also found here in Power BI as well. And then if you look through to the right hand side, you will see there's something called query 1. So this is more like what we refer to as hotels. Remember when we combined all of them as union, which we use union to combine the three tables now. Yeah. And then, so it is now, if I open this one here, you will see all the columns that have been created. All of them are now here. All right. So, but we need to answer some questions from this our data sets. And I want to Questions from this our data set. The first question is, we want to know how well our hotel is growing by year. And you will notice that we have two hotel types. So of course, it's going to be good to segment our hotels into the two types. We want to know how well they are growing. And then we want to also know, should we, based on our findings from this report, should we increase our parking lot size? These are some of the questions we would be answering in our, data analysis is not just for you to create dashboards. You should be able to answer strategic questions from your reports. And so we want to understand if there is a trend with personal cars, with guests, a trend in guests with personal cars. And then what trends can we see in our data? We'll try to focus on the average daily rates and guests to explore seasonality. All right. So if you look at this, your data sets, the first question is saying, is our hotel revenue growing by year? We don't have a column for revenue. Or do you? So, based on remember what we did in SQL, we need to use what we have. They gave us weekend nights. They gave us weeknights. They also gave us the average daily rates. So we want to use these three columns to generate our revenue. And that's going to take us to DAX. We're going to write some functions, some DAX functions that will enable us generate the revenue column. All right? So, remember I said, whenever you want to edit in Power BI, you cannot just come to the cell here and edit. It will not even answer you. All right? You can see I'm trying to click. The guy is not. But for you to do that, for you to walk through that, on your home tab, please listen and watch. On your home tab, for you to go back to, remember I said for you to edit, you need to go to the transform data or transform, what do you call it now? Just go to transform. Shall I know that it's transform? So, on your home tab, can you see transform data?
Yes.
Good. Please click on the icon transform data. Transform data. So I usually will call Power Query the kitchen table, where this is where you cut the onions, you do the editing before you now do the cooking proper. All right. So, like I made mention, this is Power Query editor. This is where you edit certain things. And I actually don't want to go in depth into, because you will start that class next week. However, to the far left, you would see the queries. Queries in this instance would mean the tables in your data set. If you have more than 5 tables joined here, you would see the names of those tables. If you had connected to, let's assume we connected to an Excel file, we connected to an CSV file, we did all the connections, you're going to see all those queries outlined here. But in this instance, it's one, because we only connected to one table. This part here, this is where you get to see your the content of your power of your data set. For you, I'm not sure you'll be seeing this. You're not seeing it, right? Okay. Again, people are making me go into Power BI. However, you're not seeing it because it's not toggled on. So in there's what we call, I call it column QDP, column quality, column distribution, and column profile. So these are tools that just give you a brief summary of the respective columns in your data sets. For you to toggle that on, if you go to View tab, under Data Preview, you will see column quality, column distribution, column quality, column distribution, and column profile. Please toggle that on. Go to View, click on column quality, column distribution, column profile. For those of you who may want to further into this your data analytics thing and you want to write Microsoft Power BI data analyst certification, this is a very popular question. Yes. All right, please, let's go back to yours is not showing like mine. How is it showing? And because you have something selected here now. Like you have, see now, you had a column selected. All right. So column quality, please let's look up. Column quality shows the validity of your data set. Whether you have errors, whether your data is actually valid. What? You've not toggled it on now. Click on it. I said column quality, this 3. Okay. And so it also gives you a summary if you have empty cells in that particular column. Except you're not looking now, you will call me later. If you notice, it's showing you here that valid is 100%. Error, 0. Empty, 0. Assuming there were errors, it's just going to give you a brief summary that, okay, maybe you have a 1% error, 2% error, as the case may be. That's for column quality. And then the next one is column distribution. Column distribution it goes a bit further to tell you how many unique values you have and how many distinct values you have in the data sets. I'm sure we now at this time we understand the difference between unique and distinct. Is there anybody that does not? Notice how nobody is answering.
We do.
All right, too. So that is for column distribution. However, column profile goes a bit further, although it still carries a bit of what column distribution does. If you click on a particular column, you will get a statistics board open like this, showing you the count of the data set. It will try to also give you the error statistics. It gives you the empty, gives you distinct and unique. Also shows you the empty strings. It goes ahead to tell you the minimum value in that column and the max value in that particular column. So questions can come like to check for validity or error or empty cells. What do you toggle on as a user? Then there will be options: column quality, column distribution, column profile. What's the correct answer? Eh? Okay, God, that's very good. A user wants to confirm the validity of his columns in Power Query. Which option does he go to toggle on? The answer is column quality now. Column quality shows you these three: valid, 100%, error, 0%, empty, 0%. And then the question comes like, a user wants to know the summary of his data set on the mean and max, the minimum value or the maximum value of the column. Where does he go to? Column profile. All right. Okay, so yeah, that's for, I thought to just, so I was trying to explain the various compartments of Power Query. To the far right, where you have query settings, at this point you can decide to change the name of your table, which for us in this instance, the name of our table is called Query 1. That's why you see here it's Query 1. Assuming you want to change it, what do we change it to now? Let's change it to SPD. SPD. And hit enter. SPD. 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 So we have successfully changed the table name or the query name to SPD. Now, in Power Query, please note, in Power Query, there's nothing like undo or redo. There's nothing like what? Undo or redo. However, what you have is applied steps. Applied steps. So if I have done I have probably done an edit. Every edit you do, they would all line up on the applied steps. So if I want to go back to where I started from, I'll just click on that particular step where I want to go back to. Control Z, Control Y. You know they work here. What we want to do now is, on applied steps, the first step you would always have, no matter the data, would always be a source. Because your tool has to go get the file from where? Somewhere. And then you can always change. Now I feel like starting Power. If I'm making me want to start Power. Power BI. All right. So assuming we want to change, let's say tomorrow our SQL server has changed, or where the file was has changed, and you want to continue working here, you need to also inform this guy that where this file was living before, landlord has pursued the person from that place. So you need to also inform it here. And how do you do that? You can click on the source. By the source here, you see this settings icon. Once you click on it, a dialog box will come up, giving you an opportunity to come back here and change the location. All right, remember what we said. What took us here was revenue. We need to create our revenue. Remember we said we need to create a column for revenue of all the hotels. If you look up there, you have home, you have transform. What else do you have? Add column. So we'll click on add column to generate our revenue because we want to bring in a new column. So add column. Then it's asking you from your add column, what kind of column do you want? Of course, it's a custom column we want to create. We want to determine what should be the outcome of our column. So we are going to click on what? Custom column. So all right. So this is asking us some question. The new column name, the new column you want to create, what name do you want to give to it? Revenue. So you want to edit the column name to what? Revenue. So remember that our columns, our revenue consists of, so we have 4 columns we need to use to generate our column. The first one is week night. The next one is weekend night. And then we have we're given the average daily rate. So we'll use that's this ADR. We're also giving something, discount. So we're also going to include the discount. All of this be what we use to generate our revenue. Madam Damete. Madam Damete. It's all where. So, for us to get this, what we need to do is, we need to add these guys together and multiply them by the average daily rate and the discount. Yes, now. There are some persons who were giving discounts. So if you buy something for 500 and they said you have 30% discount off, though it will usually be multiplied by, how is that thing calculated? 30 over 100, I mean, so it should not be multiplied by 30 over 100. So do this math, let's see. Somebody should punch calculator. 150. So that means this person is paying 150 naira. Alright? So we are now going to add, when we multiply these guys together, it should now give us the actual amount this person is to pay. One person is to pay. Then we are multiplying it by the number of days the person stayed. Do we understand this? These are the parameters we need to use to generate our revenue column. And I'm saying, the reason we are using weeknights and weekdays is we need to know how many days people spent in the hotel. That is why we are using weeknights. There are persons who stayed on weekdays. There are persons who stayed You know, in hotel, they don't calculate days, it's nights. The number of nights you stay in the hotel. Good. And so, when you add the two of them, you now need to multiply it by something, which of course is the average daily rate. But I'm not saying that there are some persons who are enjoying a discount, and we need to factor that in here. So if for somebody, for example, now the example I gave here, somebody is to pay 500 naira per night, but he ends up getting a 30% discount, meaning that what he or she is going to be paying won't be 500 again, but rather the percentage of the discount of the actual amount. And so when you now multiply the average rates against the discount, you will now get the actual amount the person is to pay, multiplied by the sum total of how many nights he or she actually stayed. Is that clear? Okay. So now this thing we have said in pen and paper, now I want to write it here in DAX. And so for us to do this looks familiar now, just like what you write in Excel as Excel formulas. So we'll simply come here and say equals to, what's the first thing we need to add there? Weekend nights. Weeknights. Okay. So on the on your available columns, you can see the respective columns here. So all you need to do is, remember the first thing we are adding is what? Weeknights. Two things. Either you double click on this guy, or you click on it and say insert. I'll do that again. Equals to, either you double click on it so that it appears in your formula where you want to, your formula bar, or you click and insert. Having done that, sorry, before you do that, please put a bracket. You need to open a bracket too. So we are saying weeknights plus weekend nights. Yes, please. What did you notice?
Like, as there is an equal to, you can't go to the back and just put the bracket.
No. The equals to, that's the default this thing. What do you want to put at the equals to? So remember that this is the first statement we are giving here. That the number of nights they stay, week nights they stay, added by the number of weekend nights that they stay, should be multiplied by the average daily rates and discounts. Let me come down here so that people will see where. I'm going to open another bracket again. This time around, I'm bringing my average daily rates and my discounts. So I'm going to go again and look for average daily rates. You can add space. You're not seeing my screen. I cannot zoom. This is how it won't let me zoom. I can't drag it. Are we done? In DAX. Whenever you're writing a DAX measure, if you look at the far right corner here, the color I'm seeing is hash. If you are seeing red, means you have error in your code. If you are seeing red, For me, I'm seeing a silver color here. But if you are seeing red, means you're on your own.
Like that.
So, and for that to also work, you can see here it's telling you that no syntax errors have been detected. Moving on. So please ensure you have clicked you have changed you have my battery is running low. So please, this is revenue. Revenue. Please save your revenue well. Oh, revenue. Because when we'll be calling it forth, don't go and say I did not see. What we are saving it is revenue. Now you can now click on OK. And you can see in split seconds it has calculated. Remember we had about 100,717 rows here, and in split seconds it has calculated the revenue for all of them. But however, we are getting some the decimal places here is too much, so we want to change this to 2 decimal places. We can either do this here or in Power BI, whichever one works. Are we together? Are we together? So the first thing you want to do is remember that this is actually revenue has to do with currency, correct? So let's change our data type to currency. Look at where you have ABC123 on your revenue column. Where you have ABC123 on your revenue column, click on it. And change it to currency. The currency you are seeing there, that's the fixed decimal. Sorry, make it 1 point decimal number. Make it decimal number. But yeah, on your applied steps, what can you see there? Click on your source. Click on source. Can you still see the revenue column? So, when at any point, any of these applied steps you click on, it takes you back to what it was before. For us to go back now, you need to click on your changed type. Change type was the last thing we did. All right. Have you changed your type to 1.2 decimal number? Okay. Please let's round this up to 2 decimal places. On this your revenue column, you see where you have rounding. Click on it, you will see round. Please click on round and put 2 there. What's the show? Can we continue? Please, having done that, go to your home tab. Go to your home tab. For you to move back from Power Query to Power BI, when you go to your home tab, the first thing you should see there is what? Close and apply. Close and apply. Click on the icon. Close and apply. Close and apply. Close and apply. What's not showing? Are we on the same page? So we want to based on our Based on our data set, this is what we want to see if we can duplicate. And from what we have gotten on our data set, we want to see how we can replicate this and even make it more finer, if possible. So, again, we want to cook. The first thing we want to do is we want to segment our dashboard into 3. If you go to insert, your own is not showing like this.
Go to report view.
Go to report view now. I said for you to do anything, you go to report view now. Please, are we on the same page now? Because we want to run. Oh. Please click on insert. And like I said, we want to segment our dashboard into 3. I want to do that with lines. So just like you have your shapes in Excel, you also have that here in Power BI. So we're going to go to shapes and we're going to bring in a line. Please duplicate that line again. We said we want to divide our dashboard to 3. Copy now, duplicate. I said duplicate. Anyone that works for you. No, Control D does not work there. Are we like this? Are we together? So I need you to bring in a text box. Bring in text box. Can we go on? All right, so I said we should bring in a text box, right? So what did I write in this one? All right, so we want to write stakeholders dashboard showing decision making metrics. So I'm going to expand this a bit. And I want to change my color to something. Ma?
You want to type, what do you do?
Go to text box now. Create a text box. Text box.
Then I'm going to
Then click on it and type now. Ma? It's typing. It's typing. Bring another text box, and then you want to say created by your name. Your own should be finer than my own. Oh. All right, are we on the same page? So we want to bring our first card, which is our total revenue. Total revenue. To your right here, you will see the different charts that you can bring in. The card, what we want to bring in now is a card visual. A card visual that just shows the total revenue of this particular data set. And so you will see something like 1, 2, 3. That's your card visual. Click on the visual. Bring in your visual. Bring in a card visual from this your array of visuals here. Bring in the card visual. Just hover your cursor. The names will change. Look for card visual. It's the one that has 1, 2, 3, not the one that has this thunderbolt. The one without the spike. This one is there now. See it here now on this build. Just click on this build. This one here. Click out of the selected text box. Just click out. Click on the white space. Are we all good? This thing. Reduce this line. You don't need this space. Click on this line. Reduce it. Click. Please open your data on your data tab to the far right. Expand it and bring in revenue. Just, are we good? Under your visuals or build, you would see the fields. What's that thing called? Field well. Yes, field well, where you have sum of revenue. Can you see that?
Yes.
I need you to. All right. Please, on your field bowel to the right, under your visuals, you will see sum of revenue. True or yes? Double click on it. Under your visuals, you would see a field well. And what is written there is sum of revenue. Double click on that sum of revenue. I need you to change what is there to total revenue. And you can see it has changed on your visual. Go back to those of you who are having the figures that you have, because it's not me that gave you that figure. Go back to your formula, please. Your formula on. Remember, these things work with. It works like board mass too. You need to use it to first of all do brackets before so if you don't put your brackets, it's just going to run the calculations like it's just 2 plus 2 plus 2. So you actually need to.
The formula is very important.
Yeah, check the way the formula is. This is what I. Are we done? Okay, so I'm going to duplicate this card. Ctrl C, Ctrl V. This time around, from my fields well here, I'll take off revenue and bring in ADR. We want to know the average daily rate. Please kindly change this what you have here as sum of add to average. On your field, please look up on your field well, where you have sum of ADR, there is a right angle drop down. Click on it and select the aggregation type, that's the summarization from sum to average. Take off what was there initially was revenue. Take it off and bring in ADR. Then change it to an actual average, not the sum of it. Please, let's make this. These things are supposed to be in currencies. So this is for revenue. Please click on revenue on this where you have your data set. Click on revenue. You should see the dollar sign now. Make sure you click on revenue first too. You will see the dollar sign here. Click on it. Do the same thing for daily rates. Click on it here. Come to where you have it here on your data. Click on ADR and change it to dollar because it's actually a currency. Click on the item on the data here, on the data module here, and click on the dollar sign. Now you will notice that this is my own here. It is rounding off to as many decimal places. So I'm just going to change it here under rounding. It's currently on auto. I'll take it from auto and put 2 there. All right, let's create another card for total nights. Total nights. Recall that the only nights we have is weeknights and weekend nights, correct? So we need to write a measure to add 2 of them together. So what we can do is, since we don't have that, please look up on your query name. For those of you that did not rename, what you should have is query 1 or query 2. For those of you that renamed, what you would have is SPD. Right click on it here and say new measure. New measure. We want to write a measure for what now? For total nights. Have we done that? The yes is not strong. Have we done that? No. We said total nights. That's the name of the measure we want to create. So total. You said what? It's a formula we want to get our total nights. We want to add week and weeknights and weekend nights. We want to add them together to get total nights. We want to actually know the number of nights people stayed in the hotel. So for us to do that, we have to combine the 2 total nights together to have one. So total nights will be equals to sum of what now? Weeknights. Where's my weeknights? Let me just type weeknights plus sum weekend nights. Weeknights plus weeknight, yeah. So enter. So I'm going to duplicate this again. Your one is giving error. See my formula. See my formula. Are you sure? Check. Sum stay in weeknight bracket close plus sum bracket open weekend night bracket close. You don't understand? 2 plus 2. But I'm not saying before, instead of writing just 2 plus 2, put sum in front of the 2's. Sum 2 plus sum 2. That's sum week plus sum weekend night. All right, please, for the fourth one, bring in your discount, average discount. The fourth card, average discount. This time around, you want to make it in percentage. Can we go on? Average discount now, yes. There's nothing like sum of average now. And then the last card, so this last one, we want to know the number of hotels we have in our data set. But we don't have number of hotels here. So what we can do is to create another measure to get count of hotels. So again, the same thing, come to your SPD here, right click on it, new measure. So the measure we want to create, we are going to use count all. I would say count A, and maybe we want to use the column for adults or any of the column in question actually, because we just want to count the number of columns. So I will come here and say sorry, I was supposed to write the adults here. So number of hotels equals to count all adults. Count all adults. We are just saying count all the adults on our table, because for every hotel there is an adult, right? So that's what we just want to use to count the respective hope. We can use ADR, we can use children. It's just going to count. Remember, count all, count whether there is a content in the cell or not. So that's why we are using count all. So if you have done that, take off your average and bring in number of hotels. So you should have 101K. Is that what you have?
All right.
So we want to bring in a trend visual. On your reservation, please click on the background of your dashboard and bring in reservation status date. Reservation status date. Come again. I said click on the background to ensure you are not selecting anything. Then bring in reservation status date. You should have something like this.
Yes.
Good. Now, what I need you to do next is you will notice that under your reservation status date, you have a date hierarchy. What Power BI has helped you to do it has tried to put all of them on different levels. From your year to quarter to month. However, we necessarily don't need we don't need this. So what we can do is convert this. What Power BI selected for us is a table. I need you to convert it to a line chart. Bring your revenue to y-axis. I just see it here now. Reservation against revenue. Reservation against revenue. You click on your data options on x-axis, where you have year, quarter, months, There's an arrow to the right. Yeah. For some of you, your the data options here, this arrow is pointing downward. So on this arrow here, click on it. And change it to reservation. That arrow by this where you have those years. Change it to reservation status instead of date hierarchy. There's an arrow. Your own should be pointing down. Click on it and select reservation status instead of date hierarchy. Done. So you should have something. We should be on the same page. So please, on this your visual, there's a module here open called filters. Correct?
Yes.
Please, on filters on this page, look for what's here? Yeah, look for reservation. That's your reservation. Under the hierarchy, bring in year to filters on this page. Under your date hierarchy, click on the year, drag it to filter on this page. Under your reservation status date, there is date hierarchy. There's like a drop down. Open the drop down. Drag the year to filter on this page. Have we done that? Now, ensure that under your filter type, what you have is advanced filtering. Ma? Just click and drag it to that filter on this page, yes. Select show items when the value is greater than or equals to 2018. What happened? I am Austin.
I'm following you.
All right. So when you are done, have you seen your year?
Yes.
Click it and drag it. It's there. It's there. Eh? Click on apply filter. Apply filter. Apply filter. Are we done? Okay, one more thing. We're almost done, no? We're almost done. So, we want to bring in the different types of hotels. We want to know the percentage each of the hotel is bringing to the revenue. So, for this now, we can bring in a line, a donut chart. We're almost there. We're almost there. Have you brought in your donut chart? See donut chart here now. Just click on it. We're almost done, no. But I feel like we should also know. Sorry, on this our chart. Since we have two different types of hotels, let's have the trend to show the two hotels. So what we can do, still on this, please look up. On this your trend chart, you have somewhere for legends here on the wells. Legend. Kindly bring in hotel there. Drag hotel to legend. So we should have something like this. Hotel is part of your columns now. So we are already analyzing that there is a little spike between 2018 and 2019. What hotel is that? Resort Hotel was taking the lead, and then towards 2019, the other one passed it. So there's been a spike all through. We are making progress. Moving on. Why? So you don't understand what we are doing here? Why? What's the title of that this thing? Revenue by hotels on the start date. This trend now. Revenue by reservation status dates and hotel. We want to find out how much each of the hotels are bringing into this our data in a period of year. So you have the different years there. January 2018, July 2018, and so on and so on. So you're seeing the trends. We just want to know who is bringing more money in respect to revenue. The whole different hotels. Yes, remember we brought hotels. We brought hotels to our legend. What legend does is legend tries to differentiate your data based on different colors. So you can see it is written there. So we have divided the two hotels. We have two hotels, City Hotel and Resort Hotel. So we want to do the same thing here. Hello. Looks like people are having your own class that side though. We are lost. Where are you lost? Where? Bring hotels to legends. That's what I've been saying now. Because you are not listening to me. Bring hotels to legends. Bring hotels to legends. I should show you. Click on the chart. Have you seen hotel? This is your hotel here on data. Click it and drag it to legends on the field well here. That's all. Moving on. On this our donut chart. I'll need you to bring in hotels and revenue again. Where's my cursor? Hotel revenue. So you should have something like this.
Yes.
Bring in a matrix. Bring in a matrix. This is the matrix here. See it here. Matrix. I'm waiting for you. Matrix. Bring it. I'm waiting for you. I brought it now.
My own has.
Your own has what?
At least I removed my this.
Because you are still selecting that thing now. On select it. Select a white background. So, moving on. On your rows, please bring in year. Bring in year. So you should have something like this. Bring in year. Bring in revenue. Just click on revenue. Are we together? Who is saying no again? You don't have year. Year and revenue. Year and revenue. No, one in row, one in values. Then we also want to know how many cars were packed in respect to the revenue. So we want to bring in the number of cars here. And we have a column for car park. I showed you put the questions now.
That's that one we downloaded. Okay, the question.
I showed you put this now.
Number of pets. Voting by. Ma? Yes. All right.
So we're bringing this task.
Just increase the size on the values. On your format here, go to values and increase the size so that you have something bigger. On that format, this is format here now. Are we done? Increase the volume, increase the font rather. Three more things and we are done. Please, kindly click on an empty space. Make sure you're not selecting anything.
Are you happy? That one should not be asked. That one should not be.
Please bring in a slicer.
Okay, focus. You have to finish it first.
Bring in a slicer.
So please,
Mau.
please, who you book order?
Some of what? It's a table on your data now. Come here and search for car. Just search for car, you will see it. Oh God. Please look for slicer. This should be your slicer here. So we want to be able to slice. For example, we want to see the data for a certain country. Just like we did in Excel. We slice by department. So here now we have countries. We want to slice by countries. What we can do is when you click on the slicer, you want to bring in, look for country. Yeah, we have countries somewhere. Looks like I don't have space again, so I'm going to edit my canvas to accommodate more items.
Okay.
By clicking on the white background, I'll go to my canvas settings here. Then I'm going to change the type from 16 by 9 to custom. And I'm going to change my 720 here to 900. That's the height. So that I can just accommodate something more. Have you selected the white background? I'm going over again. When you select a white background, when I mean white background, I don't need you selecting any of the items. Kindly go to canvas settings on the format pane. Canvas settings. Then change it from 16 by 9 to custom. Are we there? While it's on custom, change your height from 720 to 920. That's all. Ma? On your slicer, so that we can have more space down. That's why we are increasing this thing. I'm sure by now you have brought your slicer, true or yes?
Before you go.
Is this slicer you're looking for like this? Slicer here now. Look for it. See it here. See it here. See slicer. Eh? Yeah, better be here. Oh. So yes, let's fire. According to Austin. For this slicer now, go to while it's selected, go to slicer settings and make it a drop down. So the idea of this, we can be able to select, for example, if I come here and select, let's say, the country Argentina, check what happens to my data set. Everything begins to show the data for Argentina. You don't understand? Have you brought in slicer? Have you see slicer setting here now on your format? Click on slicer settings, change vertical to drop down. All right, are we there? You're not seeing settings. Have you selected your slicer? Are you on your format pane? That brush, this look for this thing. See this brush here. Have you seen it? Good. Click on it. So that means you've not brought in your country now to your slicer. Huh? Your own is here. So when I say brush, look for brush now. It's because my screen is wider here. That's why it is on this part. Do you have something like this now? Good. Now you're... Yes, we're on it. Say what?
So we can click on the all now.
On that all, then select
Okay. Are we there?
Yes.
Eh? Check on your setting. On your setting, you can do that. Yeah? You're only showing all country. You've not changed your style to drop down. I am moving on. Where I should check what? Yes. I just wanted to show you what it looks like. On selection, see where you have single select or multi select. So you just, all you need to do is it didn't work. Control did not work. Control plus what? I did, it didn't work. On this our matrix, let's bring in hotels. Hotels to your rows. On matrix, so on matrix, bring in hotels to your rows. Then expand your year. So you should have something like this. So now we know which hotel is bringing more. But I don't like this revenue, the way it is showing like this. Don't worry. See this your hotel. The way you drag year to the hand, drag hotel to rows on matrix. This thing, if we just calm down and do it together, we will finish. One more slicer and we are done. So we want to slice by the dates now. Eh? Why is my own what? Where? You say why is it like this? I brought in hotel and I said bring in hotel.
I mean our value. I think it's like
Values are changing.
I didn't
See, up here you have 10.2. Mine is 21.
That means you have something selected. It's you that have something selected. Uncheck it now. So one more slicer. What has changed? There, this slicer. This is last. So this is our slicer. What I need you to bring in here is the Ma. Why is it different? Eh? Wait, I'm coming now to check something. Just hold on. Please bring in your own is different. Just continue first. Continue first. would confirm Oh yeah, bring the system. Bring the system. No, I'm done. No, I'm done. No. We're almost done. Like I want to. Yeah, the reservation status date. Sit here now. Yeah, I brought it here.
Okay, you're also use slider.
Yes.
We are following.
We are going there. This was moved.
No, I just brought in reservation status date. So it's going to pick the date. I want a situation whereby you can see this slicer. I can drag my start date to this part. Maybe this is where I just want it to start produce the data for. Right? So are we done?
Yeah, it's done. I want to say, there is a page there. Like we have page 1. Can you pick one?
Yes, you can keep on building as many as dashboards as you can. Page 1, page 2 now.
Like slide.
No, you click on page 2, page 1, page 2. Yes, please. Eh? Save your work, oh. See now, I showed you now. That's all. Which one?
No, we don't have this, especially me, I don't have this. Click on it.
Wait first, sorry, hold on. You said what? This one, the one we have been using all along now. Drag reservation status date. Drag it to your field. Not with the date hierarchy. Just reservation status date. Drag it to your field. And watch you do the magic.
Speaking about by next week. Yeah.
Sorry. So I need to bring the other slides on this other one. But the name is still there. The rental.